Hello everybody and welcome to... Oh look, this is not the right logo.
I didn't do the Sega thing.
Yeah, and you can... And even there's a press start button and thing. But everybody, welcome to the prototype of Sonic 1. Okay, so this prototype was recently leaked. The ROM specifically. Oh. Yeah, there you go. The demo, unlike in the final game, is not as polished, as you can see. Basically, as you can see, everybody, this prototype was made before some final adjustments, like the proper Sega logo that Sonic games were known for back in the day. So let's check out this prototype and see what's different. I'm using the...
Jeez.
So, does it end with Sonic murdering Tails, Knuckles, and Eggman?
Oh, look! I found Eggman's ball.
No, it's not Halloween yet.
Damn it.
Also, what is that doing here?
Remember, Shiroi, apparently this was originally meant to be one of the level gimmicks, apparently, for Green Hill Zone. That's what I can conclude.
I got it. I got the reason why it's there. It's this game takes place in a time loop, but the time loop gets broken sometimes.
Oh no!
And so the ball,
it's the ghost
and so the wrecking ball that got blown off Eggman's finger until I destroyed the machine ended up here.
The interesting thing is that there's no momentum when you're on top of the ball. The ball just moves and Sonic doesn't even move with it.
Also, it doesn't pay attention to bridges, apparently.
Nope. There's spikes on that wall.
Salt Miley Cyrus about this.
Yes, basically everybody, for the walls, we're gonna check this prototype and see what's different from the final release, because there are some interesting differences.
Yeah.
It seems like the side of the spikes.
Yeah, especially since from what I heard, it's actually an anniversary or something coming up.
Yes. Starting today, we will be celebrating the next anniversary of Sonic, culminating on the day with something a little special, but you'll have to wait and see what that is.
Exactly. Alright.
And see, this is where Pedro puts the Sonic 1 era noise.
No.
And by the way, yeah, remember this animation from Mania?
Yeah.
There you go. This is where Christian Whitehead and Simon Watley got it from. This was a beta animation from Sonic 1 that they used as part of the winning animation for Mania. You can jump in during these bits, and Sonic will do that. Go ahead.
That's pretty neat.
He jumps for joy.
It looks Mario-esque, ironically. Maybe that's why they removed it. Well,
remember, Jova, the original Sonic game, the level design is a bit more traditional compared to its follow-ups. So so this was still back in the day where they were still figuring out what exactly was supposed to differ from Mario, which was a standard at the time. There you go. So yeah, fortunately I can tell that the controls work exactly like in the final prod. So the controls were finished by this point. So the game plays pretty much exactly like you'd expect. Oh,
Jesus.
Ball. Oh. I swear that thing. I swear that thing seems like it has a mind of its own. But whatever.
It can turn you into a ring if it hits you enough, it seems. And it can even fly through the air.
Gravity.
What's fuck gravity? Let's go.
I'm Sonic the Hedgehog,
and I came in like a wrecking ball.
No, please
Stop.
no.
More like on a wrecking ball. Am I right?
So who is the Sonic the Hedgehog?
Well, you see, Sonic the Hedgehog was a mascot made by Sega in an attempt to copy Super Mario. They went through many ideas, such as a rabbit and an armadillo.
I thought it was a mouse originally.
Believe it or not, believe it or not, there was actually another op for this new mascot of Sega, which was going to be essentially Theodore Roosevelt in pajamas.
Wait, what?
Wait,
yes,
I thought that thing really jumped on top of me and killed me. But I thought we were friends, Mr. Ball. I thought we were friends.
Shiro, you've seen Sonic Mania Adventures, right?
Yeah.
What happens when you cheat?
You know that costume that Eggman was wearing, that pajamas he was wearing that was yellow, pink, and green?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was reference to.
Oh.
And if you remember the IDW, wait, hold on, and the IDW comic with Mr. Tinker, what he was wearing. Yeah, that was also a reference to it as well.
Yeah, that's the thing, Glibs.
No, the Theodore Roosevelt in pajamas thing would later go on to become our good old Dr. Robotnik. That's
Yes,
right,
Pedro?
Eggman himself was nearly the star of the show from the get-go.
Yes, Pedro?
That's the thing, Dwibs. I wasn't supposed to die there. I was supposed to just fall, because the problem with this prototype, Dwibs, is that there's a kind of semi-contra cinema of sorts if you put Sonic too high up in the level. It's weird. Maybe
Also, I'm
it's
not
not in the final
sure-
product, of course. It's not. It's not in the final product, so I'm guessing it was probably just a bug. Go on, Shiroi.
Also, I'm not sure who this Sonic is. I think this is Maurice Ogilvy.
Yes, that's right.
You're gonna ignore me, aren't you?
Maurice
Pedro?
Ogilvy, the Hedgehog.
I'm
That
not.
is his
I'm
real
not.
name.
I'm
You
not.
cannot escape it.
I'm not gonna acknowledge that. Moving on.
Hey,
It's an Archie
Oh,
Comics
that-
reference too.
you
Don't
people
bother.
are weird.
I'm not gonna acknowledge that.
You don't
Anyway.
like this franchise?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, basically, let's go for Act 3, see what's different as well. Yeah, you'll notice that, okay, if I remind me, Jova, were these enemies, were there pink variations of these badniks in the final game? I don't think, there were, I only remember the
Which
grey
ones in
ones.
particular?
The ones that
No,
show,
there weren't.
Yeah,
Chameleon,
the chameleon
The
ones.
chameleons? I think there were, but don't quote me on that.
I only remember them being grey. Grey and bluish, not pinkish. So I do,
I feel
so,
like there were some pink ones. Maybe that's in a different game I'm thinking of.
Maybe
because
Mania.
I mean,
don't know.
considering the look, they look more purple. I wonder if they were some, that SP, the character design of SP got inspired by those.
and now, ladies and gentlemen, the only boss in this prototype. Yes, by the time this prototype was made, apparently they only had finished this one boss. And as you can see, fortunately, the boss has been properly finished. It works exactly like you'd expect. And yes, since this is still the Mega Drive version, we can basically cheese through it, unlike the Christian Whitehead remake, where you can cheese through it.
Also, is this a different boss theme?
No.
No,
Okay.
Might just sound a little different.
No. It is still the same one.
it's more.
Maybe they haven't quite finished the song yet. I don't know.
It's more so in Sonic 2 that we have more beta-ish tracks. It's more so in Sonic 2 than this.
Anyway,
Ooh,
onto
beta.
Marble Zone Act 1,
Yes.
which has flying UFOs in the background.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes. Originally, apparently, Marble Zone was supposed to have those things in the background. It looks like I don't know what the hell those things are supposed to be.
Okay, are they like? It does remind me of something Sega, like related to a logo of Sega of some kind. Was that like supposed to be
The Saturn?
the Saturn logo?
Even though
This was too early for that
before
too. This was
Yeah.
way too early for that.
Maybe the logo for the Saturn got inspired by this dummy content.
It's possible, but at the same time, I'm skeptical.
Anyway, I forgot if I ever mentioned it beforehand, probably, but just for the sake of bringing an old timer here. When I play actually the game when I was very little, like I mentioned in Castle of Illusion Classic, one of my neighbors actually had a Sega Mega Drive, so we tried a bunch of games. This was actually one of them, and I got stuck in Act 2 of these. Yeah, shamelessly.
Oh,
Again,
yeah, well,
I
it's
kind of a
Marble
history.
Zone, everyone's favorite.
Okay, I do believe, Joe, that if I managed to ever arrive at that, I would have been stuck permanently at Labyrinth Zone. But again, I kind of have a history of sucking at Sonic, particularly the classic variant. So
Mhm.
To be fair, to be fair, Sonic 1 is okay. It's a good.
Hey, look, guys,
introduction to the
different gimmick.
franchise,
You look different.
but it is.
Yes, apparently there were
you can turn into
yeah
a ring and fly.
the spikes were more well. That's this is debug mode. Like there were different spikes gimmicks from the wall specifically, so that's a nice little. Spot the differences, everybody. This is basically a spot the differences game.
also, I wonder if part of the background was recycled for the first stage of Altered Beast.
Are they like
Anyway.
planets? Sorry, at the time. Are they like planets Robotnik just put in the sky or something?
I don't know. The interesting thing is that, okay, starting with Act 2, now we're going to start seeing changes in the level design, because, yeah, there's some actual levels that were changed from this prototype all the way to the final version. And we're going to start seeing some problems, because some of these levels are literally flat out unfinished and unplayable unless you use the debug mode, which is what... Look at that! See,
Hey,
I have to, I have to jump on it in order to lower it, which is something.
Like, a pistol, I guess.
I'm glad. I'm
People said Carnival Night
something.
Zone gave them nightmares with the barrel. Imagine they had to do that.
I'm definitely glad that they changed that in the final game, because that really is a pace breaker, even more than the like this.
It also
Zone.
feels a bit unintuitive, I have to admit. Like, if Sonic had the actual stomping move that he tends to have in the modern games, maybe it would work better, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Also, for another trivia, since I actually didn't mention this one, I think one other version of the Whispers game that I actually did play was the Java version, which I heard it's not the most optimal to play, but I actually kind of did enjoy it, probably because it was actually running slower than the original one. See, the main thing that I guess keeps me down to the Sonic games is, ironically enough, its main gimmick, the speed. It goes a bit too fast and tend to be used more methodical platforming. But the Java version was running just slow enough for me to understand it more. I don't know.
Well, Teo, I've got just as
Oh, you cheater.
Funnily enough, Teo, that is part of why not many people are a fan of Marble Zone, and that's where a lot of people get stuck, because Marble Zone is a zone that goes against the idea of the optimization of speed usage.
Yeah,
in the Sonic game.
which connects to the other thing. Okay, I don't know how much
Why does
is
the
prevalent.
robotic symbol keep popping up? Is that like to mock you for cheating or something?
no, it's a thing of the debug mode, Dibs. The debug mode sometimes
Robotnik uses cheat codes.
the debug mode sometimes causes graphical glitches, Dibs.
But basically, that's the other thing. Okay, I don't know how much more is prevalent, nor if there's an actual difference, with the previous game. But at least in Mania, Sonic himself is way too slippery for my taste. The guy's momentum, at least for me, is unbearable because he gets, slips away.
Notice how breaking the blocks in this version doesn't give you points, which basically renders those bits just an unnecessary pace breaker. You don't even get points, and points are already worthless on their own, but now those blocks are even more pointless.
Was there a Sega equivalent of a Nintendo Power contest where you need to show your points?
I
don't
feel
know.
like there was.
Yes, Jova?
If I recall correctly, there was, but yeah, I was complying with that. To be fair, as we mentioned, that stuff got fixed in the final product, so all's well and fair.
Oh no, I'm not complaining. I'm just spotting the differences.
And yeah, amazingly
What?
enough, points did.
Okay, that
matter to
felt
some
cheap.
people, but that is one
Be
caveat.
thankful this is just a prototype, otherwise.
Alright, let's just
No clip.
Although, hey, I just thought of something actually. Being crossed when you shouldn't have, that maybe Sonic Genesis was referencing that.
who knows. Alright, let's actually
like those parts where you can die from your foot being crushed.
Alright, let's try this again. And we're almost
I mean,
there.
Sonic Mania and Sonic games in general.
Wait,
At
Tia,
least the
since
2D
you have
stuff kind of have that issue.
Tia, since you
Yes.
said that you have a hard time getting into Sonic games,
At least
do you
the
like
classic one.
I was gonna say, do you like Freedom Planet?
I actually played it. Yes, actually. I get okay. I don't know if it's because I'm playing on PC, which means mouse and keyboard controls are more manageable for me. I'm one of those weirdos that prefers to just stick to mouse and keyboard for everything on PC instead of one.
Hold on, Teo, I'm gonna have to interrupt you because
Sorry.
notice that top path that was gonna lead to the goal that I said. I went back and I really want to show this bottom path. Why, you ask? Let's just say there's a problem with this bottom path. Let's
Let
see.
me guess. It's virtually unclimbable.
Not just unclimbable, Teo. You'll see. Okay,
Ouch.
Jova, question.
Yeah.
You know how in these games when you get close to the goal, you can't. The game locks you and you can't go back. Specifically in Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. Oh, it's never mind. It's in the next act. Sorry, I missed
Okay.
it. Sorry, Teo, go ahead.
Yeah.
No,
The twist
basically-
is you can beat the level.
Sorry.
To make the long story short, Dej, I found it much more manageable in terms of controls and less slippery, if that makes any sense. And I actually got a dig also of the story, and I mean the pre-patch story, you know. Even the pre-patch story. I wish there was they actually made the campaign about Ace, but alas.
But he was supposed to be.
I know, but they essentially cut him because they wanted to focus on the sequel. We'll see how that turns out.
That sequel was announced 5 years ago. I just wanted to let you guys know.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
Dad says as it's Edge. We occasionally co-commentate along with one of the people working on that.
Yeah, that's don't you know who I am? You know, like.
Yeah, basically, for those who don't remember, in Sonic 1 and in Sonic 2, if you get close to the goal post, the game will lock you in that specific area of the level, and you will not be allowed to go back all the way to the level. Remember that. So keep that in mind for the final part of this act. All right, let's carry on.
Wow.
Yes, Dej?
No, I'm just like, wow, just looking at all this, it's like...
Yeah, the level design does have quite... this Marble Zone in particular went through quite a bit of level design changes from what I'm seeing here.
Better or for the worse, I wonder.
I mean, these were most likely beta stuff, not
obviously
what they were going to finalize, but could you imagine? Oof.
Did Sega actually
again. Like I said, Marble Zone has always been one of the more problematic zones in Sonic.
And it's the second zone.
Fun fact.
It's not the problematic zone.
What's supposed to be the
Hold on, guys. This is the part. Okay, so I pressed that button, and guess what's up there, right above me right now? The goalpost. So there you go. If you press that button, you get yourself stuck here. You're fucked. So yeah, obviously, Mr. Naka, Mr. Yasuhara, this needs to be changed before release. There you go.
Oh, yeah, which they did.
So there you go. I had to use the debug mode to get myself out of that gem. See, as you can see, yeah, this particular... There you go. See, and I can't go all the way back because... There you go. Now I just kill myself because why not? Basically, if you get there, if you can get stuck, you need to kill yourself, unless, of course, you have the debug mode activated. So yeah, basically, when you're playing these prototypes, make sure you have the debug mode on, so you can get yourself out of a jam if the level design is unfinished, which is this is the case.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna be harsh on them because
this is
definitely a prototype. So
I'm not trying to complain or attack anyone. I'm just stating that quite the interesting change. This is, consider this something that is done for educational / research purposes.
I actually wonder. Sorry, go on.
Like I said, Marble Zone has always been one of the more problematic zones in Sonic's history. It's not inherently bad, and again, it sort of fits with the design mentality of Sonic 1 here. It was sort of a hodgepodge of platforming archetypes and whatnot to see which stuck and what worked best with the new character overall. Marble Zone definitely factors more in the puzzle platforming side of things here, you know, having to solve bits here and there, move stuff around to maneuver the environment.
It's much longer than I remembered.
Remember, Jova, one of the big reasons is that they were still a bit unsure if people were going to take it to the whole fast platformer type of thing. That's why Sonic has a ground speed cap in this game. Because they weren't entirely sure if they should allow the engine to be as fast as it could. Fortunately, people received the first game well, so as a result, the Sonic 2 removed the speed cap. It's kind of like how in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, when they were making that movie, since they weren't entirely sure if the human eye could withstand 90 minutes of animation, they intentionally made the colors in that movie muted, so that the bright colors wouldn't hurt your eyes. Welcome to Sparkling Zone.
I hate it.
Sparkle.
Basically, everybody, originally Spring Yard Zone was called Sparkling Zone, or as I like to call it, Seizure-inducing Zone.
This looks better than Spring Yard.
Do I need to put a disclaimer or something in the description?
Maybe. Goodbye, by the way. It says the signs there say goodbye and go-go.
Okay.
And also the usual cope that we see on...
It's interesting you talked about Labyrinth Zone, by the way, guys. Guess what was the last zone to be made for this game based on this prototype?
Probably this one.
Also,
No,
the
no,
drums
Teo.
sound a little bit. I noticed the drums sound a little bit different too.
Yeah, the Labyrinth Zone, because a Labyrinth Zone tail is not in this prototype. It cannot be accessed at all. So, however, Scrap Brain and Starlight can. So basically, Tail, based on this prototype, you can kind of pretty much deduce that Labyrinth Zone was the last zone to be put into the game.
Suddenly, a lot of things do make sense.
There you go.
Also, I seriously got spoiled by Siva Gunner because I'm more used to his high quality rip of these areas music than the actual people one.
This is what's great about playing beta versions of these old games. You get to you get a lot of insight into the developers' mindsets, basically.
Right in saying that Labyrinth was supposed to be the second.
Yeah, originally, okay. Remind me, Jova. If I remember correctly, Jova, originally the plan was to have Labyrinth come right after Marble Zone, right?
It was no. A Labyrinth was supposed to be the second zone, and then Marble Zone would come right after it.
Oh God! Fortunately, this prototype is past that part. All right.
Okay, and we're back at the menu.
Sorry, I made a mistake, and I unfortunately
Sparkling Zone.
Basically, Tail, what happens is if you beat Sparkling Zone Act 1, the game skips to Starlight Zone.
Okay.
So in order to access Acts 2 and 3 of Sparkling Zone, you have to use the level select. My guess is, Tail, the reasons will become apparent, because Acts 2 and 3 are unfinished, and so basically the developers probably, this was clearly meant as for beta testing, like this particular build was probably being used by beta testers and not really meant to be an actually completely.
I can imagine. Yes, sure.
Now, even with all the crap that's going on
And
in
I'm
the
stuck.
background from so this is a precursor to the pit. Okay.
Also, are
Beautiful.
those ideograms on that sign? I guess.
But yeah, even with how terrible the background here looks, I think Scrap Brain is still the worst looking from this prototype.
No, you've actually seen this prototype, Shiri, before?
I saw it streamed briefly when it first dropped.
Mm-hmm. What
I
about
haven't
you?
seen every, like, I haven't seen this.
Whatever. So what do you think, Joe? Do you think we should have a seizure warning?
At least a minor one, just to be sure.
Teo. He asked me, not you.
Go on.
I mean, I don't think it really looks that bad. What do you think, Shirley? Huh?
There's no goalpost. How am I supposed to complete the level if there's no goalpost?
You're here forever.
Fine, I'll pick Act 3 from...
Sonic was stuck.
This really is Sonic.exe.
Okay, so I have to go back to level select and pick Act 3 from the levels select again. So let's see how Act 3 is. Goodbye.
Oh.
Seriously,
Okay,
no, it says right there on the background sheet, the sign says goodbye.
CPU. Then there are actually, I think, some ideograms.
Yeah.
Apparently Sonic can roll on the roof.
So yeah, as you can see, the levels get more and more unfinished as we go along, because yeah, there's very little, and there's nothing here. Like, the level is completely empty.
Basically, Jibs, in regards to Sonic doing that on the roof, that is something you can actually do if you are fast enough in regards. It has to do with the element of zero-G and how that can effectively cause someone to stick to a certain surface regarding that things are fast enough. It's actually a pretty fascinating concept. Some amusement park rides even use that to their advantage.
Sonic the Hedgehog, did you know that I can transform into any object at will?
With the debug mode, yes. Like I said, when you're playing these prototypes for fun, be sure to use the debug mode, because, you'll get stuck and you'll have to save yourself. Alright, let's carry on. Hope maybe the goalpost will be in here?
Probably not.
Let's see.
Oh.
Fine.
To find out.
Well, if nothing else to say, why would the goalpost be here?
This looks more like a proto casino night zone than anything.
Okay, I have to admit,
Nope.
now the flashing lights are becoming very annoying.
Yeah, for reasons,
Okay.
obvious reasons, if you want my recommendation, maybe put a warning.
Yeah. Okay. It seemed tamer at first, but maybe a slight warning now at this point.
Sure.
Alright, so now that we did
Maybe
Sparkle...
just leave a timestamp and say at this point in the video.
So yeah, sure. So what is different actually about this?
Yes, now we finally...
Well, the signs, of
As you can
course.
see, yeah, the level design in particular. Like, the level design in Starlight Zone in this prototype is much more platformy, because one of the cool things about Starlight Zone is that it's a return to using the physics and speed more compared to Marble and Labyrinth Zone. However, in its original prototype version, it's much more blocky in comparison. So yeah, this zone went through a major changes, clearly, in between builds.
Sonic literally went to go reaching for the stars on that one.
Let's
Although
try-
we do look pretty far.
Whoa! Shame on you!
Moving on.
I have no shame on that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's a lot less. It's a lot less. It's a lot less auto-tuning and irritating than the end credits song.
Look, look. All I'm just saying is the colors felt so right in the last level, and no one said that.
What do you mean specifically?
That's big. Oh, look, the goalpost is buried. Someone.
First you X-Men, my one.
I mean, you can still touch it, so...
Okay.
Yeah,
so what was the
I'm
point of burying it?
Someone.
Don't you see, it adds some extra flair to it.
Of course.
Well, at least the goalpost is actually here.
Curses fooled again by the rotten hedgehog.
And there you go. If you complete Starlight Zone Act 1, the game just resets.
Well, guys, yeah, that was a really anticlimactic end to the level. To the game, sorry.
Alright, so Starlight Zone Act 2. Let's see how it is.
You know, if the game's story progressed like this, how do you think it would have gone down? Sonic won the day, except he didn't.
And
So,
again, there's also the weird thing about the more you progresses, the enemies stop disappearing altogether. I mean, there's potential for an actual story here. Like, again, legit creepypasta.
Yeah,
material.
and Commander Robotnik, tired of Sonic defeating him, decided to embark on his most evil endeavor yet. He trapped Sonic in a world not unlike his own, but with one big difference: there was nothing there.
Yes,
That's
Joe.
Sonic Labyrinth. But anyway, Tio, Wibbs, you know what I realized though, honestly? Oh my god, that spike was a lie this whole time. But yeah, honestly, a story about Sonic going through stuff so fast that he breaks the story. You just described the typical terminal montage video.
I don't know.
The levels break.
Are we really sure this is not Sonic.exe?
But the thing is, somebody did make a legit game out of that concept.
Yeah.
What, terminal montage?
No, Sonic.exe.
Oh, but of course.
Called an ordinary Sonic ROM hack.
No, Sonic.
Turns out, Joe, that Sonic's gone so fast he broke the game.
I still want my actual game version of Sonic T-Source Band.
You'll notice that some of the acts in the levels that could have an X, clearly meant to say these are not completable, basically.
But yeah, seriously, Tio, though, the idea of Sonic completing a game so fast that he breaks the story, that's like what a terminal montage video does.
I can imagine, I guess.
Alright, moving on. So let's see what we can find. Oh!
Why don't even?
Yes!
I like this background, though.
Well, that happened.
Oh yeah, Dad, of course, the good old streets of New York City.
Or is it San Francisco?
No, that's
definitely New York.
That's for
this looks like a futuristic Chicago than anything.
That's for 10 years later too.
I don't know, Dead.
And we're done.
Always seems to suggest that Chicago will be Dead Zone.
Also, I noticed the way the skybox is rendered. It's basically kind of like of the interior of a cylinder, kinda like the wood. You can definitely see we're like obliquous in some fashion.
Nope, I cannot find a way forward.
Alas.
Alas. Okay, let's carry on. Clockwork Zone. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So are there
Clockwork.
to do
Yes,
Clock Orc Zone.
yeah, Clockwork Zone was the
Prone.
yes, the original name of this zone was actually Clockwork Zone. Make that what you.
Don't you mean Clock Orc Zone?
So there you go, Shiroi. If I remember correctly, you
That's
said.
like- seriously, we're
For
missing the
obvious
W.
reasons.
So there you go, Shiroi. You were saying you hate the background of this one more. If I remember-
Yes.
All right, any particular reason?
There's no contrast to be found here.
Yeah, I can see what she
Pretty
means.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, look at it. It's gray upon gray with no contrast here and there. It can be such an eyesore.
Because they use the foreground for the background, and I hate it.
But hey, on the plus side, there are no slicers to be found, I guess.
Thank goodness.
Well, slicers are
were
from
never
Sonic
in
2.
Scrap Road.
Those are from Sonic 2.
Fuck.
Although the enemies in Scrap Brains are not that much less annoying.
Wait a minute. Were those writings on the wall like equations?
Fuck.
I don't know.
Okay, what the hell happened there? Okay.
Oh, the background of the stage, the color palette looks better here, but I understand why they changed it because Scrap Brain Zone's supposed to be more menacing. This looks like a.
The interior of your computer.
I was gonna say utopia, but which is what Eggman wants to make, but like unfortunately he's trying to. Well, those are equations, aren't they?
I mean, that's the thing. I don't even get that semblance from this because it's just a grainy gray area.
Mm-hmm.
With occasional red tubes and
Maybe.
yellow and black, danger signs.
Maybe
I mean, it's basically an Apple headquarters.
And
Maybe Robotnik's plan was to.
Maybe it's a Borg cube.
what?
Sonic,
Whoa.
you're looking a little off there.
Anyway,
What's
think
going
I
on?
Dude,
anyway, I think I've got it. Maybe Eggman was trying to blend out Sonic's vision that he'll go blind and run off. Something
Okay.
I don't know.
And now the background just gave up, I guess.
Yes, in Act 2, there's just blue in the background, and that's
It's a
it.
blue screen.
This is them filming Sonic the Hedgehog. It's on a blue screen.
Yes.
Whee!
They
Up
are
and down
kinda
and all
PC.
around.
Hey, you
and
can
by-
put anything in the background.
And by the way, Act 2 of Clockwork Zone is literally unplayable without the debug mode. There's literally nothing you can do here aside from just walking between these two.
Again, I love it. The more you go the more the game deteriorates under your eyes.
Yeah.
it really is a creepypasta.
So there you
I
go.
was fast enough, but at what cost?
All right.
My sanity?
And yeah, I love how you can literally go through this thing.
The elevator.
All right, let's explore using the debug mode.
Also, Dej, I think those here that you're mentioning are not actually equations, but like other minor tubes that are just in contrast on the black background. I guess.
Pedro, this is the perfect opportunity to green screen. Thus, just
Yeah,
had-
yeah. It's like I said.
you could have had
put anything
dancing Sonics in the background.
Please no.
What about that? What about that hip gyroing Sonic from Sonic 3 CD and Knuckles and Knuckles?
Man, this is a very boring final zone.
Or breakdancing Eggman.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, those are the enemies. Eggman breakdancing.
No, that's an actual sanity breaker.
Let's see. What about here?
So
Nope.
I guess we didn't even program the final boss.
No,
Lisa.
no. There's only one boss in this prototype too. Only the ball and chain one. None of the other
Not
bosses.
in the final boss room.
Nope. No, the final zone is not in this game.
Robotnik was only contracted for that one boss fight.
It's still not finished here. We still have to put in hell. We still have to put Labyrinth Zone in this at all at this point.
But do you really have to?
Again, I find it interesting how Labyrinth Zone was the last zone to be put in this game. You know, guys, you probably could have let that one out. Probably.
Yes.
Just a suggestion.
All right, so that didn't work. Let's check out the special stage.
Oh no.
Stage
Yeah,
3X.
I forgot about that.
Oh wait, I forgot. Yeah, we still have Act 3. Never mind. Act 3 is not accessed, and it cannot be accessed, even though it's in the stage select.
Oh, okay.
Trust me, I tried. I'm pressing all the buttons and it doesn't work. So let's try the special stage instead.
Not the white transition.
The goal.
Oh, come on, that's not fair. Putting the goal thing right where you start.
That's the thing, Debs. The goal thing doesn't work. None of the gimmicks work.
So you're stuck here forever.
Except the bumpers and the speed up and down thing.
There you go.
Is the insanity you were talking about?
There you go. We're stuck. There's literally nothing here.
Brilliant.
Now, apparently, these special stages were influenced by Yuji Naka getting food poisoning.
I can see that.
Like, this is like he ate something that's like it made him. He just got the inspiration from it.
Oh, now this one works, but the other blue ones. Oh, wait, what?
Well, no, it doesn't.
No, it didn't.
Basically, if you touch those gold things, you get stuck, and the game just fucks off. Basically.
Well, I mean, it's better than in Sonic Genesis, where you can flat out fall through them and the game freezes.
I swear there is a story that can be built around this experience on the prototype alone. Like the game deteriorates and then it culminates in killing Sonic with a special sage.
Yes, this prototype is a secret. Is a work of art, isn't it? Alright, go ahead and give your final thoughts, I guess.
Sure, why not? Again, my experience with Sonic 1, like I said, has been relatively limited, but more compared to the other games. It is interesting to see a prototype of a game, to see, the difference, how it came to be and everything. But like I said, there is a more hilarious side to see how the game deteriorates under your eyes and everything. It's still good for, not just, not necessarily game preservation, but again, preservation of the history of making the game. It's really neat when things like this gets leaked. A similar events have happened recently with the game that was cancelled for the Dreamcast of the Castlevania series, which actually got its prototype leaked recently. So that's also similar to this. But it's also a neat gift to have for the 30th anniversary. So there's that. Next.
Shiroi, what do you think of this wonderful,
amazing,
prototype?
Love. No, this is a nice thing to have just come out of nowhere. Really, it's they got rid of so much. Like, do we know how old this was? Like,
we don't know.
How far into development was this?
We do know about the Sonic 2 prototype here, because we know a lot more about the Sonic 2 prototypes, since those ones have been around since the early 2000s. It's more so the Sonic 3 and Sonic 1 prototypes where we don't know the exact date of the build. It's a mystery. We don't know for sure. Like with the Sonic 2 ones, we know because there was even an interview with Yuji Naka about it and everything. But for these, we don't know.
Right. Okay. So they got rid of quite a lot, though, it seems, and that's really it. This is just fun to look at. It's a nice piece of history for this franchise.
Mm-hmm. Dej, what do you think?
It's really good. I always love seeing prototypes for a video game, like what could have been, what they originally had envisioned. Mm-hmm. Because it's just fascinating, lost piece of media that we all get to experience, and it can also lead to help develop for fan games. So it's like, let's restore this, but make it less seizure-inducing, like that one city stage that we saw. Yeah, so it's nice. I respect it.
Dej, now that I think about it, This is a game programmed by Yuji Naka, and there's a seizure-inducing danger, just like in Ballad of Wonderworld. So I guess this has always been a problem with Yuji Naka. Maybe. What do you think? Fortunately, somebody told Naka, "No, Mr. Naka, get Oshima-san to draw a new background, please." Or who knows? Maybe Oshima's the one who had the idea for the seizures in Balan. Who knows? Like, seriously. Carry on.
Yeah, I'm satisfied.
All right, that's good. Dibs.
Well, that was certainly a trip. I mean, that could have been an entire Sonic story based on that. For the 25th anniversary, maybe like a spin-off IDW comic or something. Eggman sends Sonic back to his first adventure, but it's an alternate universe where it starts off normal, but then things start to get weird, and then as he goes on, more and more just crumbles around him to the point where he ends up in a blue void of nothing, and he's left to go insane before he dies.
Nobody tell him what the current IDW arc is right now.
So basically, Sonic 1 if it was directed and designed by David Lynch.
Yes.
I'm not exaggerating. The current arc is basically Eggman has a tower where he can create whatever the hell he wants. So he's like basically combining all his badniks and whatnot just to see how they would be effective.
So why not make a giant Eggman mecha with anti-sonic armor and knows all his weaknesses and can, as soon as he grabs him, he could just throw him inside his internal water tank and drown him from inside.
Dwaves, he already tried with Totino's pizza roll. It didn't work. Anyway.
Actually, that's because he made free egg vipers that are weak to Sonic.
Anyway,
Sonic. Yeah.
All right, carry on those.
But yeah, aside from the potential fanfic stories, overall, it's certainly a very interesting case of what might have been if this particular one was finished. But also, I'm kind of glad that a lot of it was left on the cutting room floor, especially those weird wrecking balls in Green Hill.
All right, Jova?
Oh, well, okay, so my thoughts are of this here. It's definitely a prototype, so long as you know what you're getting into with that, and so long as you know the right tools to use if you really, really, really want to play all these levels through and through, it's a fine enough venture. That said, though, in terms of shaping up how Sonic would turn out, I do see its influences and how some things would definitely have shown them what was good, and other things definitely told them to back the heck up on. Case in point, making Starlight Zone way more blocky than it was, Scrap Brain Zone needing a retooling in the aesthetics department, and goddamn whatever was going on with Spring Yard Zone. Like, dang. Overall, though, it's nice as a prototype. It's a look into history, and, well, what else can I say? Check it out if you're curious.
Okay, so basically my thought is, yeah, again, I love these kind of shit, because ever since back in the day when the Sonic 2 beta was leaked back in 2001, was it? Basically, everybody, yes, so Sonic 1 prototype is quite interesting. For next time, we're going to do the one that most people know, the Sonic 2 prototype.
See,